Hey guys, it is Six Nick Games here in Planet Coaster, and we will be building a B&M Giga Coaster, which is a company that goes upside down. So let's get started. Let's make this be a little bit off the ground because I want to do something with that. Yeah, there we go. That's an okay amount off the ground. Now instead of just going into the chain lift hill right off the bat, let's make it go down. Make it go down a little bit. Like at 53 degrees. That sounds cool. Like this looks cool. Looks cool. Now let's bank it like this, and eventually, like we said, add an inversion. But just to make the inversion a little bit more cool, let's bend it a little bit, so it will just keep being outer banked. Let's add a couple of bunny hills after this, and then we'll go into the main lift hill. Actually, 3 bunny hills, but one should be like a curved bunny hill. Let's make it outer banked as well a little bit. This isn't a conventional B&M Giga coaster. It's more of a typical B&M sitting coaster, just really tall, like a Giga coaster. Giga means over 300 feet in roller coaster terms, by the way. But anyway, enough with these small bunny hills. We need to make this an actual Giga coaster. So let's straighten the track out and go for the lift hill. Up. So, like I said, it needs to be at least 300 feet. Let's make it be just above 300, maybe 350. That makes sense. Now, I think we should go for a pre-drop, which is just something before the main drop. Actually, let's do a barrel roll drop, which is actually a weird inversion. So this doesn't in any way resemble an actual B&M Giga coaster, especially since it has an inversion. But, well, more than one inversion, like the one we're adding here. Alright, let's turn it the opposite way of the way it came from, so we can... Let's also make it so it doesn't have too much of a g-force. It's probably futile, though. At least it will have to go upside down for there to be any hope in there not being insane g-forces. Let's lengthen it out so we don't... Alright, this is cool so far. You know what? Let's go more with the outer banking. Let's literally... Alright. This is gonna be the second tallest point in the ride. Actually, that might be a little bit too tall. So let's make it slightly less too tall, but still probably too tall for a coaster this diabolical. Now let's start to invert. So this will be the first post lift hill inversion. Well, the barrel down drop was an inversion, so I guess the first post post drop inversion. Yeah, I don't want it to do like that because that will be too much of... So it needs to curve a little bit like this way. So remember, it's upside down right now. I'll just do a typical hill, nothing too out of the ordinary. It might be banked a little bit, but that doesn't really matter. Let's go yeet upwards. That might actually also be too tall for it to make it over, so let me make it down, drop down more. But let's give you a bunch of airtime as you go over the top here, like sheesh airtime. If this hill isn't insane, I don't know what is. Let's make it be bent a little bit as it goes down. Alright. Man, this will be insanity. Now let's just do another little hill right here. Like, let's make it turn again, but this time on the way up. Because we need to shake things up so people don't go mad with boredom while they're riding. Just kidding. You can't go bored while you're riding a roller coaster, especially one that's this tall. Just saying. We want it to be variety. Maybe we haven't been inverting enough. I think we need to make it invert more. So we should make the world's biggest actual vertical loop. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is funky. Yep, there we go. That's gonna be big. If it doesn't make it over, I'm literally gonna be sad. Let's make sure it makes it over by speeding it up. No. So this is just a really fast POV of it, and it's not even done yet, so we can't really call it a POV, especially since it's fast. So I forgot to set its lift hill speed to fast, but I'll do that later. Here comes the pre-drop. Yep. You might be forgetting, but this is like 3 times speed, so yeah, this is just to make sure it makes it over all the hills. Alright. There. Yeah, we have proof that it makes it over everything. Let's hope it doesn't have too much G-force. But, like, even if it has too much G-force, like, who cares? Nobody's gonna ride it. It's imaginary, and we can always just tweak it later. Now let's make there be a couple of fast bunny hills. That one wasn't big, so let's make a bigger hill. Like, not exactly a bunny hill, but a small camelback. Now let's make it, like, curve here. So we go around the curve very fast. Now, since this is called an invert, it said this coaster would invert a lot. Let's make it invert again in a 0G roll. It doesn't actually, maybe it does have 0G. I don't know. But it's basically when you combine a hill with a barrel roll. And this isn't a very big hill, so it's not a very big 0G roll, but whatever. Because this one's... Let's make it actually a bit taller, so it's a bigger 0G roll. Let's hope this doesn't push it over the edge into being too insane to be ridden. In other words, having a too high G-force. And in other words, being straight up unrealistic. Nothing about this game is really realistic. Now let's have it curve again. But this curve probably shouldn't turn into an inversion because people are getting dizzy. Fine, that's kind of the point, but who cares? Now let's start making the helix go upwards. Now speaking, there'll be like one last like huge hill before most of the hills are just bunny hops. And this one should just be like the straight one. You know. We should have add another inversion. I think we could like just preset it this time though. That actually isn't a very good inversion since it goes into the ground. Snake dive. What's a snake dive? It doesn't even fit. Maybe we should just wait a little bit until we add another inversion. Like I said, it had inversions, not that it would like be using it every single chance it got. Like, sure, I wanted to have quite a few, but like not like it shouldn't be record breaking in inversions though. Now, like one last, like a bunny hill, nice. Hopefully that grants airtime. I'm not sure if it will since it's just pretty small. Let's make there be a moderately sized hill here. Of course, of course. Come on, guys, come on. Does that piece of track really have to be there? Actually, probably it does have to. So let's just make it stop going up as at the same rate. La la la. Sorry. Sorry for not talking a lot. It's just getting a bit tiring to do this. Who knows? Maybe I'll cut this video. First 6 Nick Games video with big cuts, maybe, but probably not. Like I'm not a big cutting YouTuber. Alright. I hate how it like just looks green at first, like it taunts you by looking green at first, but then being like, yeah, nah. And I think this is about the time for the last inversion. I think it should be an Inelman because we haven't had it in a lot of inversions like this. Most of them have just been like horizontal except for that one vertical loop. Let's hope it makes it through this, because if it doesn't, it will be a dark day. Let's start the test to make sure it makes it through everything. While it's at it, let's like walk on this Enelman inversion. It's actually kind of more of a sidewinder, but it's like a mix. It's like one of those funky mixed. Now let's grant you some airtime here. Oh no, no. What's happening? What is happening? Alright, we need to fix that. We do need to fix that. Probably we could just give it a drive tire launch there. But we still need to find out where it's actually stopping at. Well, let's watch this thing and troubleshoot. Thank God I choose to use this type of B&M sitting coaster because it has a dive tire launch. I don't think it stopped at the loop because I remember making through the loop. But anyway, let's track this. Alright, it isn't making it through that last one. So, oh no, we can't add a launch. Thank God we could add one there, or the video might have had to be ended. Let's keep it like at like 45, so it doesn't like have like seem to have like really crazy unnatural speed, but like it also just gets the job done, you know? Man, look how crazy this looks. Where am I even? Where am I? We have to restart to find out where I am. Alright, we're here. Alright, this seems like about the point to end it. Let's actually add a double down and maybe one more inversion. A double down is exactly what it sounds like. Two hills, double down. Well, let's kind of like curve around the other curve so we can like make it look cool. And then we can go around. I want this to be the end. I think you made it through. Yeah, let's go, guys, let's go. I don't want it to do that, but let's see if we can make it to not do that. This is bad. This might not be the greatest thing we had happen, but it certainly isn't the worst thing we've had happen since we did have that incident. Why is it not going through? Like, yeah, that incident. Has to like not make it curve here, so it makes it way through properly. And then there we go. There we go. All right, now for the on. All right, we're actually too late. Let's turn this thing up to 14 miles per hour so we can make it go faster. And let's. All right, so here's the POV. Let's pray that it makes its way through. Like literally, I'm pretty sure it will since it already did. So this is like the pre-drop that we were talking about. That we get a little bit of airtime here, not too much though. Man, this coaster would be like the most expensive one ever theorized. So anyway, yeah, this is gonna get boring. I'm gonna go to sleep. I woke up right on time. It's just going over the pre-drop. I wasn't actually sleeping, if in case you couldn't tell. Like, why would I be sleeping during a video? Actually, made this go the wrong way, but who cares? I can't like be like throwing a fit just because it goes the wrong way. Second inversion. Why does it stay upside down for so long? I'm thinking. It definitely is an inversion though. Second like airtime hill. Third airtime hill. Nice straight drop. It could be kind of hang there for a second. Airtime hill. Like nice little curve. 0G roll. Launch that we needed to keep it going. Look, I'm okay if it just turns out to have too much of a G-force. As long as it's not like, you have 20 G-force. Like, if it's like, you have 8 G-force, then fine. I'll accept it. Nice Sidewinder / Engelman-like inversion. Last big airtime moment. Actually, no, the end of that double down. Nice underground section, and actually we got some airtime there, like, just leveling off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice, nice. We didn't get too much. And we got 12 moments of airtime, amounting to a whopping 10.6 seconds, which might not sound like that much, but trust me, in terms of roller coasters, it is. It is a lot. Alright, that has been 6 minute games, and we don't really have much more to do here, so bye.